Welcome back to the hardest challenge in my GM, where we're trying to take a roster of local talent and win the second season by 500,000 fans. We start the week with a monstrous task ahead of us. We're only 123,000 fans ahead of second placed Kurt Angle and SmackDown. Last week, we saw Chuck McWagon get fired for being a complete nightmare to deal with all season long, which meant that his tag team partner, Stacked McSlacks, had to vacate his NXT tag team title, leaving him furious. And Silence and Dante Roberts then went on to win the vacant belt by defeating Triton and a now tired and dejected version of Jerry Hattrick that the fans hate to see. Trixie Gambit also called out an old rival. Will she return this evening? We've also decided to end our feud with Mick Foley and start to focus on Kurt Angle instead. As we work towards our next PLE, Hell in a Cell, we're going to be changing our tactics, playing dirty, and doing everything we can to turn the tide in this challenge. And that starts tonight with some big surprises. It's a quiet week in the inbox, thankfully, after the drama of firing Chuck McWagon last week, and Adrian Williams needs a contract renewal. We're going to have to renew it. He put his body on the line for us against Mick Foley's curse, and none of us should ever forget that. We'll happily extend his contract. Oh, he decided to leave? Whatever then, I guess we just let him go. No! We won't let you go, Adrian. I have a contract renewal power card, and I apply it to him. I'm not forcing him to stay against his will. I'm merely exercising an extension clause that was written deep in the fine print of his NXT contract. My aim is to win him over and see if he can thrive for us, because he's never really had enough of a chance to do so. Our opening match of the evening starts with a rivalry that has been brewing beneath the surface: Jackson Smooth and Stacked McSlacks. Stacked lost his tag team belt last week and was absolutely livid. The bad boy of NXT called out the nation's sweetheart Jackson Smooth last week, saying he didn't need a tag team belt because the singles division is where he belongs. The last time these two stars faced was back in the infamous Mick Foley Cursed Week 4, when Jackson Smooth was victorious in a tables match. But prior to that, Stacked had picked up victory in a fatal 4-way that featured both of them. In recent weeks, most of this rivalry has been growing in the media. Call-outs, Twitter spats, Reddit threads, and we even saw some YouTubers calling for Stacked to leave Jackson alone. This would be another tables match, a match type that both superstar jobbers are specialists in, and we need these two to start off the show with a high match rating. The fans are going to love this as Jackson Smooth takes to the top rope and jumps outside the ring, but he face plants the floor. But the shockwaves put Stacked on his back. That'll be thanks to Jackson's deep knowledge of vibration, thanks to the bass lines from the disco scene. Jackson gets another attempt to do even more damage, taking to the top rope, and he taunts Stacked before hitting him with an elbow. But Stacked manages to take control of the situation. These guys really know how to put on a show. They've both taken serious damage in this one. Stacked shows off and taunts, pretending to lag out of a game of Call of Duty. Then he sends Jackson crashing to the floor, stuns him, and pretends to lag out again. And Jackson then responds with the same taunt. I was clearly loving every moment of this while recording and in no way getting frustrated with 2K whatsoever. I don't know how much more the bodies of these stars can take, especially Jackson Smooth, who's already dealt with one 84-year injury in his career. And Stack looks to take advantage of an opportunity, and he slams Jackson Smooth through the table. What a performance! It's a 4-star opener, and their rivalry reaches level 4 too, threatening to explode when these two face off for the final time in Hell in a Cell week in just a couple of weeks' time. One of our new tag team champions, military man Dante Roberts, then takes to the mic to call out Triton. That's an interesting call out. These two did face off in the recent tag team title match, and Dante is probably trying to rub salt in the wound of Triton's poor start to the season. The call out works, but that's a match that probably won't take place for a while, even though the fans absolutely loved Dante's mic skills this evening. This start to the show bodes well for a good result for us in the ratings already, but we'd need to back it up with more exciting matches and promos, and I was nervous about what was to come. The second match sees Trixie Gambit, the female champion, make her way to the ring. She called out an old rival last week. Is that who we're going to see as her opponent? Surely not. It is! Cora Cutt has been out of action this season, and with Trixie unable to see any opponent that she deemed worthy of taking her on, she called out the former champion from season 1, who boasted a 7-6 winning record at the top of the women's division. Cora isn't particularly popular this year, but we've already seen how much she can change from one year to another, so that could increase quickly. especially if she manages to take down the heel Trixie Gambit this evening, who's been known to be pretty nasty at times. And we see just how spiteful Trixie can be. She goes for the pin inside 10 seconds. She's mocking Cora with that idea. Trixie then starts to bear hug her. I know a few weirdos out there that would love to be on the end of one of those, Ferg. Ferg? Oh right, it's just me commentating again. Cora starts to pick things up. She taunts Trixie, kicks her, and takes her down. And she flips out of the ring. Wow! She nearly landed within 5 yards of her there. Trixie uses Cora's pain to her advantage and starts to take the match by the scruff of the neck. Cora's neck, once again. But Cora hits Trixie with a knee, and then she pulls out a Kyle driver. These two are bloodied and beaten and have put on a match that the audience probably weren't expecting. And Cora wins it on her NXT return. She puts the champ in her place. It was a 3-star match result, which is great for a normal match, and their rivalry starts to build. I can't wait to see the rematch. And Cora says she could take on Trixie, Ali Brawler, Sammy George and Danielle Wallace all at the same time if she really wanted to. Sammy George, one of our rising stars in the female division, calls out Maya T. Kirk for a second time this season. The rivalry grows and the fans rate it as okay, but they really just want to see the two meet in the ring for a singles match. It's been a long time coming. In our third match of the evening, in an Extreme Rules triple threat match, Stinky Bobby Marquis takes on his rival Jerry Sweat and the new tag team champion Silence. This will be another total brawl, with 3 men going at it like their careers depended on it. And for low-level talents like Jerry Sweat and Bobby Marquis, maybe their careers do depend on it. And Jerry Sweat and Bobby Marquis show no signs of giving up in this one. Is Silence going to let Jerry Sweat go over here? No, he kicks out at the last second. And Bobby Marquis manages to win it at the end. Please put down your arms, Bobby, that smell is repulsive. It's a 3.5-star match, and he and Jerry Sweat are building up a rivalry that fans are really starting to take note of. Who's going to take the mic for our final promo of the evening? Oh my god, it's the man that will be getting a world title shot at Hell in a Cell week, Kyle Slickman. I'm nervous for what he's going to say here. Oh, phew, it's just a charity appeal. He's raising subscribers for Wrestling Lobby again, and I think that's a touching appeal that I know I'll be donating to. Will you donate too? 1 sub is 1 respect. And then it came down to our main event. Who would be appearing? The first out is Adrian Williams. He's desperate to leave, but we've tied him down to a 4-week contract extension to try to convince him that he could potentially find a home at NXT. And his opponent would be John the Fish Herman. The two do battle again for the first time since recovering from the shocking injuries that Mick Foley inflicted upon them. These two deserve their chance in the spotlight after putting their bodies through hell and back, just like Ali Brawler and Jody Garcia got the chance to in a previous week. This would be an Iron Man match. It's a 15-minute timer. Whoever gets the most pins, submissions or countouts in that time is victorious. And the Fish takes an early lead, but Adrian Williams quickly answers back. And then Adrian makes him tap straight after. What a turnaround. This is why we'd love to have him as part of the brand. I've not seen anyone bring more excitement to beige and grey clothing. And Adrian starts to run away with it. He picks up a 3rd point, then a 4th, and then a 5th. And there's still so much time left. Is John the Fish Herman just trying to make Adrian Williams look good here because he's a true team player for NXT? He starts to make it look like he was trying the entire time, but I'm not sure. He goes down like an insert non-PG reference here for a 6th point for Adrian. I think they've both shown some star power in this match. Adrian might have finished the match knocked out cold, but he quickly regains consciousness to celebrate his victory. He looks pretty happy to be part of NXT to me. It's a 4-star rating and he's beefing with John the Fish Herman as a result of this evening's epic clash. After the show, we receive an amazing booking rating for the first time in a while. We put on a big and varied card, so we deserved that. I'm confident we must have increased our lead at the top, and the results come in. We gain 55,700 fans. Surely there's no way SmackDown compete with that, and they get 50,000. Okay, so we edge ahead, but not at the rate we need to. Our challenge continues to get tougher and tougher. I'm actually starting to think this might be impossible at this point, but it's time to start targeting Kurt Angle with everything we've got. We moved to 129,000 fans ahead, but we've got to start moving if we want to get to that 500,000 goal. I've got some cunning plans that start next week.